Hey guys, happy Saturday. Manny here. I'm just going to give it a moment for you guys to be notified and hop on, and then I'll get right into this video. So give me just a second here, and sometimes it takes Facebook a little bit to notify people, so we can get right in it. Okay. Hopefully you're enjoying this beautiful Saturday. It's sunny here. It's absolutely gorgeous out. It's a little chilly, but it's gorgeous. Hi, Melissa. Okay, guys. So I see people hopping on. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up so I know you can hear me. Sometimes connection is wonky, so I want to make sure you guys are getting this. I'm looking at the time, making sure. Okay. So today's video is all about helping you understand who are ideal coaches. Thank you for the love. And what we are looking for. I want to give you just a snippet of my story. You've seen it in the introduction, but I became a coach almost 5 years ago. I've lost 98 pounds in the last 5 years. I used to be a social worker licensed in the state of Michigan, worked in mental health. I was burned out physically, emotionally, mentally taxed. Haley's story from yesterday really resonated with me because that was a lot of my story as well. I had a lot of health issues. I have an autoimmune disease. I was on a lot of medications for my digestive issues, for my joint pain, I was in pain every day. And on top of that, I was emotionally unfulfilled in my job. I was beating me down, and I was a mom to a 2-year-old at the time. So coaching came into my life at a point where I didn't even know I needed it. It just came into my life because I didn't work out anymore. I used to be this avid gym goer, and I was stuck here 2 years postpartum with 98 pounds overweight, 90 pounds, I should say. And anyway, I was stuck, and I was reluctant to work out at home because I never worked out at home. I was a gym goer all my life, but I did it. I jumped in, and I fell in love with the coaching side of things because for the first time in my life, I was accepted and told by this amazing community that you can start where you stand and you can inspire people just by being a work in progress. And I was like, I can do that. I can be a work in progress. I can be a work in progress. I got that down. I'm tired of trying to be perfect all my life. I never felt perfect enough. I never felt skinny enough all my life. Even when I was a size 4 or size 6, I always felt like I was the muscular girl. You know, we come from a culture in Romania and everybody's so skinny. And I just felt like I was so tired of hating my body and never feeling good enough and always struggling to love myself, even at my skinniest. I was just always wanting to be skinny. I never felt like I could attain it. So when I came into this community and they were like, you can inspire people overweight, I was like, I laughed. I was mean to myself. I called myself fat. I was like, who is a mom with roles going to inspire? Who's a mom with, low self-esteem going to inspire, whatever, but I trusted the process. I trusted my coach, and I just shared my journey, you guys, on social media. I shared my before and after. I shared my work in progress, my in-betweens, and that's how people started to understand that they wanted a piece of this, and it's because I dared to put myself out there when I felt extremely uncomfortable putting myself out there. And I think that's the biggest thing that I fell in love with, you guys, is that for the first time in my life, I was put into a community that said, you can start where you stand. I get all emotional about it because when you've been so hard on yourself all your life and never feel like you're good enough for your own demons, your own reasons, and someone tells you when you're like at your heaviest that you're good enough the way you are, and you can start where you stand and you can help inspire people where you are, it's a gift that was so invaluable to me. And I just was intrigued by that. I was like, if someone could give me this gift to love myself while I'm working on loving myself, I want to do that for other women. So that's how I fell into coaching. That's how I ended up embracing this. I said, I want to do that for another woman. I want to do that for another mom who's been hating on herself all her life, who never felt good enough. I want to do that for her. And that's what kept me going when I was insecure about my body, when I felt like, who the heck am I going to inspire overweight? Who the heck? I don't know anything about this coaching thing. I have a degree in social work. I'm meant to do this. I'm meant to be in a miserable job. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? But God had other plans for me, and I'm so glad that I listened. So that's a little bit of my story, because now I'm a full-time coach. I have been for the last 2 years. I went full-time 2 years ago. And my family gets the best of me. My son gets the best of me. He gets to see me, take him to school, pick him up. We get to have our car talks in the morning, you know? I get to be my creative self again and use my gifts and talents in the way that I actually feel are meaningful. So let's get to it, you guys. We are not looking for just anyone, but as you can see, I wanted to give you my story and tell you that we're also not looking for people who are perfect. Hello? I hope my story told you that, right? We're not looking for people who have their stuff together all the time, who have a six-pack. If you have a six-pack, awesome, but it's not required to be an impactful coach. You have heard so many stories in the last couple of days, and you're going to hear some more. But what we're looking for are people, and I am reading some things here because I want to make sure I hit all the points. Here's who we're looking for, the ideal coach. Someone who knows that deep down inside they were made for something more, okay? They're meant for something more than they're currently doing. Even if you're happy doing what you're doing, you know you're meant for something more. Someone who wants to provide for themselves and not have to rely on anyone else, but also feels a calling to give back and help others. Someone who wants to live their life by their own design, and who likes maybe traveling, right? Who likes meeting new people, who likes to give back to others, who likes the idea of working when they want, with whom they want, where they want, and doing what they want, right? And it sounds too good to be true almost, but if you're interested in that, that's one of the things that, you know, that we're looking for, someone who's interested in that. This next one is super important. Someone who's coachable and willing to spend a year making short-term sacrifices if it means spending the rest of their life enjoying long-term success. You guys, I see a lot of people, I've worked with a lot of people, and I will tell you the biggest indicator of success in this business is not that you're an expert, is not that, sorry, I don't know who it is, but it's not that you're an expert. It's that you are willing to learn, that you are teachable, that you are willing to apply even when you don't have it all figured out. So that's super important. So the people that I see really do well are the people who are willing to try even when they're not sure, but they're teachable, they're coachable, right? I'm always learning myself still. The leaders of this team are always learning. So if you're coachable, if you're willing to try, that's what we're looking for. Be coachable. So it is really a journey. It is not something that happens all at once. It's something that happens while you're taking steps. That's how you become a better coach. Okay, that's how you become your ideal coach. So here's what I've realized in my journey as a coach. Hi, Amber. This is not, who is this not for? This is not for people who lack self-discipline. But let me put a little caveat on that. If you're one of those people like me, I'm not naturally organized, okay? I'm a very straight shooter, and I'm not going to pretend I am. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not naturally organized. I'm not naturally a non-procrastinator. I'm a squirrel, you know, like what? You know, I try to do a million things at once as my multitask brain for my former social work profession, right? So I have to work hard at that. So I'm not naturally self-disciplined, but I was teachable and I learned to become more self-disciplined by the tools that I've implemented. So you don't have to be naturally self-disciplined, but someone who wants to be more disciplined, right? So that's what it is. This is not for those who lack self-discipline. But if you do lack it, if you're willing to become more self-disciplined, this is for you, okay? This is not for those who want to take the path of least resistance, who just want easy. This is not for those who need structure and everything spelled out ahead of time. This is not for those unwilling to step outside their comfort zone, and this is not for those who are unwilling to change. So who are we looking for? We are looking for people who want to pay this forward. You know, it's a non-traditional opportunity that has changed many of our lives. You've heard from a lot of the people in this team, and you're going to hear from more. It has changed our lives. It is an opportunity that is for everybody, regardless of if you have a full-time job. Like 98% of us started with having a full-time job, and a lot of us still, a lot of the coaches on this team still have another job. So this is for someone who wants to go and do this full-time or wants to do this part-time. This is for someone who, you know, loves their career or someone who doesn't love their career. It's not all or nothing, okay? If you want to be part of a team, part of a community of people that empowers you to be better, that empowers you to be stronger, that empowers you to be more the best version of you. You see this quote a lot, and I feel like it's cliche because unless we really understand it, and for us who are in this team, we see what it really means, right? When I see that quote, this community helps you become the best version of you, it's not cliche because we live it. This community literally helps you become the best version of you. We help you stop giving up on yourself. We help you stop making excuses. We help you stop taking the path of least resistance. So this is not for someone who wants to get rich quick. This is not for someone who expects, people to just flock to them right away as soon as they press, yes, I want to be a Beachbody coach. This is a journey, but this is for someone who wants to make an impact and an income in their lives. It's going to be tied to helping people, right? It's going to be tied to making an impact in people's lives, but it's going to start with you and it always ends with you. And that's who this is really for. For someone who wants to pay it forward, for someone who wants to inspire people and use their own creative flair in the mix, who has their own interests and passions, right? And wants to add that in the mix of coaching. This is for that person. Because guess what? There's like 400 some thousand coaches in Beachbody, and every single one of us is different. What you bring to the table, we all have the same amazing tools, the same amazing programs, Shakeology and all the things, right? We all have the Challenger Tracker app, but what you bring that's unique that nobody else has is you. So this is for someone that wants to pay it forward and help other people with their own essence, with their own unique individuality and the gifts that they've been given, right? So you already have that in you. You already have that in you. You don't have to learn your gifts. Your gifts are there. They're just waiting to be resurrected or awakened again. So this is for someone who maybe has forgotten what their gifts are, but you want to be reminded again. This is for someone who maybe has been thinking, man, I'm tired of going through the motions of my job. I feel like I'm supposed to help people and love helping people, but this sucks, right? This is for someone who wants to actually feel good about what they're doing again. So, again, we are looking for people who don't want to make excuses, who do want to make an impact, and who don't expect that they're going to be in this for a month or 2 or 3 months or a year and then be like, well, I tried and it didn't work. You know what? It works. It works. This is a journey. And I leave you with this. I used to give up on things if they didn't materialize right away. I used to throw in the towel if I didn't lose weight right away. It took me 4.5 years to lose 98 pounds. This community has taught me that when you lean into the hard, when you lean into the difficulty, when you commit to the journey, not just the final destination, who you become on the journey is more important than who you become at that final destination. I'm going to say that again. Coaching will help you become the best version of you while you're working on becoming a better coach, while you're working on losing those pounds, while you're working on helping people, inviting people. You are becoming the best version of yourself. So this is not just about one final outcome. This is about a mindset shift. This is about you changing the way you look at life and you finally saying, I'm going to show up every day for myself. I've given up before, but not anymore. I'm going to get rejected. People are not always going to respond to my messages, but I know I'm here to help people, and you're going to change hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of lives if you do that. I hope that you can wrap your head around everything I've shared with you guys, and I hope you realize that every single one of us that is in this group would have never met, would have never intersected lives were it not for us taking a leap when we were completely uncertain. I was uncertain, Haley was uncertain, Abby was uncertain, Melissa was uncertain, Brittany was uncertain, Courtney was uncertain. We can go ahead and go on and tell you about all the people that were uncertain. But I want to leave you with this. Sometimes the shakiest step in the right direction, shaky as it may be, can be the biggest leap that opens up a door that will change your life forever. Don't be afraid to take a step, even if it's shaky. Don't mistake the fact that you're unsure for the fact that this may or may not meant to be. If any of this speaks to you, and if anything else that you get to hear from this point forward till the conclusion of this group speaks to you, don't shove it in the back of your soul. Don't Bring it forth and ask yourself, why is it resonating with you? That's what I did, and it changed my life. And I'm a different person today because of that. And so I just want you to listen, absorb, and then decide. Thank you guys so much for being on this video. I realized it was a little bit longer because I couldn't convey everything I conveyed in 5 minutes. And I hope that you feel so comfortable sharing your thoughts, your questions, your apprehensions, or anything below this video, because as you can see, our team is more than willing to jump on, answer questions, and just help you make the best decision that is best for your life. Thank you guys so much, and have a blessed Saturday. I'm so honored that you guys have taken the time to be here with us. And I hope that this is going to be a life change for you as well.